Hey, what's happening to you guys? Pyros here and welcome back to another video. So 2020 is going to be a very interesting year for gaming in general. We have two obviously confirmed consoles of the next generation about to enter in this year's market, which are the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And as well, we have rumor and speculation that Nintendo is actually planning on releasing the upgraded version of the Nintendo Switch, which we have been dubbing it as the Nintendo Switch Pro, but we don't know what the official name is. And obviously, Nintendo being Nintendo, they'll probably do something, call it the new Nintendo Switch or some stupid shit. But for the most part, most people in the gaming community are gonna be referring to it as the Nintendo Switch Pro. It makes sense. It kind of explains what the system is going to be all about. But essentially, this next generation is going to be very interesting because last year it was obviously no denial that PlayStation 4 dominated the gaming wars. Like, it was the undisputed champion of the console battlefield, and the only other competitor that PlayStation had was the Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna be honest with you, Xbox you guys just weren't doing it. Like, you guys were forgotten. You guys were the forgotten warriors of that battlefield. Nobody remembered that you guys were there. Unfortunately, you guys just were left behind, and Nintendo and Sony was carrying the battlefield. And in fact, what made the situation even worse is that PlayStation and Nintendo weren't even competing against each other. Nintendo was just doing its own thing, PlayStation was doing its own thing, and Xbox was just sitting behind the scenes. Just, I don't even know what the fuck you guys were doing, but it was not impressive at all. But in this generation, this new generation we're about to enter into, may prove to be a different scenario if Xbox just knows what the fuck they're doing. So I'm gonna start things off with the Xbox, and then I'll go down to the PlayStation, and then lastly Nintendo. So with the Xbox, there's been a lot of changes that's been happening. Phil Spencer has been obviously making a lot of these changes behind the scenes. They've changed the studio, Microsoft Studio, to the Xbox Game Studios. They've acquired 13 game studios that are going to be making original IPs dedicated to the Xbox platform and obviously the PC. But for the most part, they're focusing on the Xbox platform. The Xbox Series X has been rumored to be once again the most powerful console on the market, but unfortunately power means absolutely fuck all, because when you look at the Xbox One X, well, it was the most powerful console on the market, but look who dominated: PlayStation, very easily, because it had fucking games. So if Xbox wants to actually make a massive impact in the gaming sphere, and they want to take a bigger slice of the gaming pie, they need to make sure that all 13 original IPs produce quality games that take advantage of the supposed superpower that is going to be the Xbox Series X. There's no point having all this power and not be able to have games that showcase and demonstrate that power under the hood. It's like me building a very powerful high-end PC but only play Minecraft all day long. It doesn't make sense, it's illogical. So Xbox needs to get that shit together, and they have the third-party support for the most part. The only weakness that Xbox has is that they don't have the strong presence in the Japanese market, because as we all know, when it comes to JRPG games, which is Japanese RPG games, they are more prevalent on the PlayStation and sometimes even on the Nintendo platform. Xbox just doesn't have that presence in Japan, and therefore a lot of the Japanese developers don't have the faith or trust or confidence to put their titles on the Xbox platform. So they need to really change their shit together and show the world that they're ready to compete on the big boy scale. PlayStation is obviously has had an amazing fucking last gen. It's undisputed. Everybody had a PlayStation. It had the best games. Yes, it has the best exclusive games. Let me be more precise. I don't want to piss off a lot of people. It had the best exclusive games. Most of the JRPG games were on the PlayStation market. It may have not been the most powerful console, but it had enough power to really push the games to its maximum power. We had The Last of Us, we had what else? Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man. Listen, most people had the PlayStation 4. If you had an Xbox One S, whoever bought that shit for you just didn't like you. That's just how it is. So, but however, PlayStation may not be going into it with all the blessings in the world. They still have to try and compete now with a more stabilized Xbox, I believe. And the thing is, a lot of people want to shut down the Xbox completely and, you know, cast them aside, because all we know that Xbox ever has is Forza, Halo, and whatever the fuck the other thing is. I think Gears of War. But I think now, if Xbox just focuses on the IP, and I mean strong first-party IP, they may prove to be a massive, massive threat to the PlayStation side. And that's all they have to do, just the IP. They just have to bring out the IP, first-party IP. That's it. And PlayStation might be in trouble. I mean, next year we have obviously certain games like Godfall, The Last of Us 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. No, Ghost of Tsushima might be a PlayStation 5 game. And, you know, they have some strong lineups, and they will continue to have strong lineups. So PlayStation 5 has the confidence of the gamers for the most part. They have the confidence of the gamer, but they need to still prove it, because it can change at any time. I mean, a couple of years ago, Xbox 360 was the console everybody had. So, and last but not least, which is the underdog and the one I'm rooting for the most, because a lot of people are underestimating the Switch, which is the Switch Pro. I feel like if the rumors are true, and obviously the Switch Pro becomes more powerful, and when I say more powerful, I'm expecting to have a display of a 1080p display with 60 frames per second, ability, pushing it, but hopeful. But the Nintendo Switch killed it. It killed it over the last 3 years. It had some of the best first-party games. Third-party support was just crazy. A lot of people had so much faith in the Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo isn't pulling any punches this time around. They're really coming in swinging, and I feel like if they can just push the power to the Switch Pro, like push it to an extent in which, yes, it will regardless still be the weakest console among the three, but as PlayStation 4 proved, you don't need the most powerful hardware in the world. You just need to know how to utilize your power. Xbox had the most powerful console out there, but as we saw, nobody had. Well, some people had the console, but obviously it wasn't utilized. It was not utilized. So I highly think that the Switch has a great opportunity to compete with the big dogs. I mean, Nintendo doesn't really compete directly with the PlayStation and the Xbox community. They just do their own shit. So last year, it was PlayStation doing their own shit, Nintendo doing their own shit, and then Xbox just on some Yamcha shit. I might be disrespectful this time around, because I don't care. Like, I want Xbox to succeed, because when you have powerful competitors, people pushing you to your best abilities, we all win. We all fucking win. So I don't know. For me personally, obviously, if I'm look back through history, obviously I'm gonna tell people to kind of bet their money on the PS5, but I'm gonna be a risky better. I'm gonna be a risky investor. I'm gonna say that Xbox could, listen, they just have to bring out the IP. That's all they have to do. Like, stop this whole Sea of Thieves bullshit, some of the other bullshit that they've been doing. Like, just have some IPs that are powerful. Oh, just buy up your competition. Do whatever you gotta do, Xbox. But no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really looking, like, if I had to choose, I'm really looking forward to the Switch Pro on a different reason. It's because I've been really busy and I don't have time to be sitting down and play games anymore, but the Switch has been a blessing in disguise. And maybe for me personally, as someone who's busy doing stuff, being able to play console level games on my Switch has just been amazing. So for the most part, I'm rooting for the Switch Pro to be amazing. I'm talking about they're talking about 4K upscaling on docked, but I don't really believe it. It'd be nice, but I don't believe it. I am rooting for hopefully a beautiful screen with 1080p 60 frames per second capabilities. I guess maybe upgrade the cartridge a little bit, so that maybe the RAMs as well. I don't even know. Like, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like, we didn't even believe in the Switch. We did not believe in this thing, but it came out and it proved all of us wrong. So PlayStation 5, Xbox One X, no, Xbox, that's a stupid name. Xbox Series X hopefully they give it something cool. But Xbox Series S and Nintendo Switch Pro, the big question is, who's gonna win the gaming war? I mean, like, here's the thing, the gaming wars is complete bullshit. Nobody really cares, but us as gamers, we kind of care. It's something fun that we kind of discuss, but for the most part, who do I think is gonna win? I personally think it's really close, to be honest. Really, I personally think most of us have been waging this console war based on IPs, and Nintendo is right. Nintendo has some of the most recognized IPs out there. So Sony's been killing it with the IPs as well. Xbox just needs to prove itself. It really does need to prove itself, because right now, having console power means nothing to me. It has never meant anything for the most part. It's all about how you utilize that power to bring out the best in the games that you want to create. I mean, if it was always about power, people would just have a PC. People would just have PCs out at their homes. So it's all about utilizing your powers, having features that are beneficial to the gamers. And I'm not talking about that whole TV live feature that Xbox had in the past. No, we're talking about gaming features, things that push and elevate the gaming scene to a whole new level. That's all there is to it. If I were to take a guess who's gonna win the next gen war, I'm gonna be honest with you, I still think Sony is very strong in contender, but only because they have the experience in making IPs right now. But I honestly think Xbox might actually make a turnaround. I truly believe that if they just focus on IPs and stop with the bullshit and just focus on creating IPs that gamers will remember for years to come, they may take that W. But then again, the Nintendo Switch, if they can prove the power of the Nintendo Switch and push it up to the Nintendo Switch worthy of the name Pro, they too can be a good contender. I mean, each of these fucking companies have had a generation of consoles that have won the console war, so it's not out of the question that any one of them can take it this year on. And with all of them coming out 2020, they can all have this kind of like equal footings. Oh yeah, Switch has a head start of 3 years, but Nintendo Switch Pro, it's a brand new console. I feel like it's a next gen, so I'm gonna count it in as a restart. They had the 2 years ahead of time, but it's like, it's brand new console anyway. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Who do you think is gonna win the next gen console wars? I personally think, just based on experience, that PlayStation 5 might take it. They've had the experience with the IPs so far. A fucking close second could be the Nintendo Switch. It's like between these two. I think between Nintendo Switch Pro and PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X still has to prove itself, in my opinion. And I know this may piss off a lot of what the fuck, my voice is gone. I know this is gonna piss off a lot of people who are a huge fan of the Xbox, but it's like, I must only speak facts. Like, Xbox was forgotten. Sometimes I would even forget that we even had an Xbox One X. That's bad. That's really fucking bad. So, and I know a lot of people like to justify, oh yeah, but they're mixing it up between PC and Xbox. But it's like, if they're mixing it up, why are we even buying a PC, like not an Xbox? It's because of, the people are saying like, plug and play, but it's like, whatever. No, I think Xbox needs to step up their game. Phil Spencer has been making all that talk. He's been talking. And let's see if we can back that talk up. And let's see the lineup and what they'll offer at E3 2020. Because that's where it's going to be happening. If they don't have at least 5, I'm going to give them 5 strong IPs that really got you thinking, maybe these 5 IPs are worth picking up an Xbox. Then it's right back to square one, to be honest, really. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm done talking. I'm Pyros, and I'm here. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.